You can use CoSpaces Edu either with a computer or on a mobile device. If you use a computer, you should use Google Chrome or Mozilla Firefox. Do not use Microsoft Edge. If you use a mobile device, you can find the app in your App Store under CoSpaces Edu. However, in order to register, you will have to use the web version at least once, because you cannot register with the app. There's also a Windows app that you can find in the Microsoft Store, but you don't really need it. Using CoSpaces Edu is really easy. Once you create a CoSpace, you can choose between 3D environments, 360-degree images, and the merge cube. And you also have quite a number of templates that you can use, so you don't have to start from scratch. If we use an empty scene, you can see here that it's called CoSpace 1, Scene 1. If you want to change that, you just click here and you change the name. And you can do that as well for the scenes. You can also rename the scenes by using this menu, or you can duplicate them. Up here, you can change the size of the space. So you can make it either bigger or smaller as you like. You have a help button to go to tutorials, the forum, and resources. You have a share button. If you don't have the share button, you are a student and your teacher hasn't given you the share button yet. They can do that very easily. And here you have the code button that lets you choose between 2 coding languages on the web, so CoBlocks or a script. You do not have coding at all on smartphones, and you only have CoBlocks on tablets. So if you want to use script, which you can, but you don't have to, you will have to use the web version. If you're fine with CoBlocks, you can use a tablet if you want. If you look at the CoBlocks section, you can rename the tabs. You can create new tabs as well. And you have a number of different kinds of coding blocks. Once you click on them, you can see them. You just drag them here, and then you see that you have the option to choose items, for example, or change what is supposed to happen. There's also in the settings an advanced section of CoBlocks that adds a few blocks to each section, and that also adds the physics blocks. You have the camera here. The camera is the default view when somebody hits play. So this is where people will look at. So if you click on it right now, you can see that you look straight ahead. And then you have the library with a lot of different objects that you can use. And then you also have the option to upload media. You can upload images, videos, sound files, 3D models. You always have the supported file formats right here, so you have to use these in order for them to work. You can just upload from your PC, or for images you have a web search, but it doesn't guarantee you that it's not copyrighted material, so I wouldn't use that. I would just use my own. For videos, you can only upload. Sound you can actually record in the app or on the web, so that is really easy to do. And for 3D models, you also have to upload. And then you can change the environment as well. You have here an option to select a different environment that is outside the boundaries of what you can actually build. You have filters, you have a floor image and a background sound. And here, if you want to move what you can see, you just grab it with your left mouse button or your finger on a mobile device and you drag it. You hold down the mouse button and you drag it. You can also zoom in and out either using your mouse scrolling wheel, or you pinch and zoom on a mobile device on your touchscreen, so you can, make it smaller or bigger. And then you have a number of options for each character, for example. So to use a character, you take it and you just drag it to that surface. You do that with your left mouse button as well. You have a few options when you left click on the item or on the object. That's the menu you get here. You can move that person up and down. You need to hold that button, so you click on it with your left mouse button, you hold the mouse button, and then you drag it up. You can do the same for making it bigger and smaller, and you can also rotate your object in all 3 dimensions, or you just use this here on the ground to turn it around. And when you double click or double tap that person, you can see that there's another menu. You can move that menu a little further away. You can give the object a name. You can activate coding. You can use speech or thinking bubbles. You can activate physics. You can animate some of them, not all of them, but some of them. So, for example, you have reactions to agree, and then you can see she's nodding. And you also can change certain materials, so her shirt color, can make that red, her pants black, her skin a little darker, her hair black, and her eyes, for example, green. And you can also customize that color, of course. And then you also have the attach option, which is sometimes very important. For example, if you use a bike as a means of transportation, you drag the bike here, and then you can make her, first of all, take a posture, ride a bike. You can see that she's moving, and then you can attach her to the saddle or the handle, and then you see that she's on that bike, and when you look at her, you see that she is moving. It's not 100% realistic, but it does the job.